I see you as a content creator first.
Stop buying views, guys. I actually think content creators do a lot more work than I do. I don't think I'm a content creator. If you are the one who wants fame, then you're a bit of an asshole. That's essentially how Andrew Tate got famous, right? I just hate the idea of like making consumption a positive exercise.
I want to start with telling you that I discovered you through Relationshit. Is that something you hear a lot?
It was like, I really thought you were useless. I've been advised by every lawyer not to read my own contracts.
I realized after all these years that I'm still jack of all trades.
You think I can do what Raju Srivastava is doing? And social media money is going to make you not want to do anything else. I don't know if I deserve the amount I make.
I see the numbers on your videos.
Okay.
And if I'm going to do simple math on those AdSense, those numbers are pretty good.
Anyone who's got money, I'm a fucking sellout. I don't care. I have no moral. I'm too honest a person to be a salesman.
There's no commission coming home with that.
Sometimes the anxiety of thinking that you're not doing enough, because there's so many avenues of doing things now.
You really have to have multiple tabs open at all times.
Oh, yeah.
But our earnings were the same on that video.
Right now, stand-up is paying more than it ever did for me. Can't afford to not be on tour because I have another thing running. So I can take my time to build my art.
I feel like being able to just be honest to yourself is such an important aspect of being a creator.
If your podcast is going to encourage everybody to leave their 9 to 5, okay, then who the hell is going to watch this content?
I'm putting it out, but this is not content I will look back at and be proud of.
So then I asked EIC, I was like, you guys looking for a writer or something?
Listen, relentlessness is a talent, is a quality that not a lot of people have.
This is the only way they'll accept me in a group if I keep them entertained with stupid quips. I'm like, shut the fuck up. This is not Relationshit.
Ooh.
This is a stand-up show.
Hi and welcome to the season finale of The Real Deal with me, Aanam C. I'm so happy with how this entire season has been because I'm reading your comments and I'm so glad you're finding it insightful, helpful, and hopefully something that will inspire some of you to become creators as well, or if not, at least understand this industry a little bit more. On today's episode, we have a really, really funny human being, Raunaq Rajani, someone who's done so many things in life, but of course is best known for his funny bone. His content IP, Relationshit Advice, is one that I think all of us have watched, whether you're millennial or Gen Z, and I personally love to watch it on a weekly basis too. Chatting with him today was just so nice because we talked about life, we talked about things that we wanted to do, things that we've done, and things that got him and me to where we are. It's a super conversational episode and very engaging. I loved filming it and I'm sure you love listening to it as well. Let's go. Hi Raunaq, welcome to the pod.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm damn excited about this. And
I'm excited too.
I want to talk about like 50 different things.
Let's do it.
But I want to start with a little bit of like goal setting on what I want this episode to be, right? I feel like you're someone who has a very unique journey overall.
Okay.
But what you've created for yourself is really special in my opinion.
Right.
And I'm hoping that with this episode, anyone that could potentially use your career as a blueprint will have a lot of takeaways.
Okay.
Comedy is booming in general as a content genre. But I feel what you've done with it has also in a way been ahead of its time while being able to reap the benefits of it when the time was right. So I really want to get into the hows and the whys and just a whole lot of understanding what got you here and everything that's going on in your career today.
Definitely, let's do it.
Yeah. So I want to start with telling you that I discovered you through Relationshit.
Correct.
Is that something you hear a lot of?
Yeah, that is one of my more popular works right now.
Yeah. And I want to like really get into that and understand how did that series idea, how did that IP come about?
I think we've been doing it for like 5-6 years now. 2019 is when I started shooting it. It's nothing. It's just I just wanted to do like a fun show where I felt like I'm hanging out with other comedians because that's the most fun thing for me. Because like as a comic, you know, when you're coming up and you are in writers' rooms, it's also other comedians, and there's always the most fun thing about a writer's room is there's that whole we are doing banter, and also this is contributing to the job. And when you get anybody who's a non-comic in that mix, it's always like, I hate this pleb this boring person. So I just felt like if I could take that energy and put it onto a show, so let me just get my friends and then we'll chat in front of the audience with the audience. And then it becomes a thing, and then it grew over time to become what it is now.
Well, I discovered it in 2023, 2024 actually.
Right.
So I was clearly late to the party.
Right.
But I have binged your content,
Oh,
as
yeah?
I was telling you earlier through my pregnancy.
Right.
And I was like, this is the funniest shit ever. How have I not seen this before? And I promptly went on Instagram story and I was like, everybody needs to go watch this.
Right.
Turns out everybody was watching it. I was the one living under a rock.
I remember when you put that story, and I got a notification. So I opened your profile and I was like, "Arey, this is I know who you are," because my wife was showing me a video of you doing a luxury bag haul a little while back, and I was like, "Arey, I know who she is. She's the one with all the good bags."
I take that introduction. The lady with the good bags. I like it. Yeah. But were you always the funny guy growing up? Tell me a little bit of backstory.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I used to fit in terms of society. That's what I kind of was in my friend groups as a kid. So I felt like I'm not good at sports. I'm not good at studies. So this is my standing in society. This is the only way they'll accept me in a group if I keep them entertained with stupid quips.
Lot of like psychology thoughts to unpack there, but that's also not a bad place to be at.
Yeah. I don't mean that in a psychology way. I'm saying because you're saying, have I always been like that? I guess that's where I've always seen. I also enjoy comedy. It's not like I'm one of those comics who's like, actually I'm sad inside. I'm fine. That's just it's familiar to me to be this person.
You're a 90s baby as well, we've discovered. Like
I was born in 94.
So I'm 91 born, and I realized that in our time, stand-up comedy wasn't the way it is today. There was no stand-up comedy scene, especially not in India. Maybe in our teens, I guess a lot of them came up in the West, but not so much in India.
Right.
So what was your blueprint? Like, what were you looking out at and getting inspired by?
I started doing stand-up when I was 15 years old. Long story short is that I was just a mastikhor in school, and there was extempo one day, and it was like this last year 9th or 10th standard, and I was like, I anyway don't respect any sort of traditional setup because I've not been able to be successful at any of these things. So let's do extempo, which is the whole good morning teachers. Today my topic is whatever. I was like, I'm just going to go here and mess around. And then I went and I messed around, and my school auditorium, everybody's laughing and having a great time. And I was like, I'm definitely going to be in trouble for this. But this was a great day, a great way to get out of school. And my English teacher, who was in charge of that event, told me, meet me after school, a very strict lady. And then she told me, yo, I got to tell you, you were very good and you have a talent. And she was also almost surprised. She was like, I really thought you were useless. you have talent. You should do stand-up. And
she said stand-up?
Yeah. And this is at a time when the only stand-up that we had probably seen was Great Indian Laughter Challenge. Right. So I was like, you associate TV stand-up comics with a more traditional this thing. So I was like, oh, you think I can do that? You think I can do what Raju Srivastava is doing? And she was like, yeah. And there's a lot more. And dude, this was actually a very nice thing. And I've said this on a lot of podcasts, a very nice, solid things that she said. She said, it's okay. We have a test tomorrow. It's okay if you don't study for it. Okay, I'll make sure that you get decent marks. I want you to go home. I want you to switch on youtube.com. There is this website for videos. And I was like, wow, youtube.com. And she told me, go watch these 6 comics. And she told me from comics from all over the world. And then I just went home and I watched it. And I was like, this lady thinks I can do that. And then that kind of stuck with me. And then I kind of tried to do that. And then when I was 15 and school got over, the comedy store opened in Lower Parel. So I was like, I'll just try to do this then. And then I did the open mics. And I sucked for many years, but it was easy for me because I was a kid. And I felt like, oh, someone believes that I could do something. So I just stuck around, and then eventually I made that a career.
Listen, your teacher sounds fab. She basically
Yeah.
saw in you something
Yeah.
so early.
Yeah.
And for her to have directed you towards YouTube and towards like specific
Yeah.
names
Yeah.
is like so great.
Man, it's so crazy how much impact a teacher can make. And I've never seen her, because she left my school and she started working somewhere else, because we were in a boys' school, and I'm sure she was done with the idiots that we are. But I've never been able to thank her. So I don't know where the hell she is. But that's just like a good teacher can just change your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I hope you find a way to reach out to her, because I
Yeah.
had a teacher who I loved so much in school, and I went to an all-girls school. I
Right.
remember in 7th grade, she said to my mother, like most teachers really loved me in school because I was one of those teachers, pet, loves to study, nerds and all
Right.
of that. But this teacher was like, she loved me.
Oh, we would have hated each other if
be
we were in school.
Yeah, I had a brother like you. I had a brother like you. He hated the fact that I was this nerdy kid,
Yeah.
because he was like, she gets all the parents' praise on academics, but he was great at sport, and I
Right.
sucked at sport. So I
Oh,
think
yeah.
we balanced each
Balance it
other out
out.
in that sense.
Yeah.
But this teacher said to my mom once, I remember so clearly, 7th grade, saying, she's a jack of all trades, but And I remember the disappointment my
Ooh.
mom felt for the first time at my open day.
Right.
She was like, oh my God, like you're doing too many little things. Maybe you need to concentrate. And then, I remember we went through this phase where I was like, am I supposed to like now pick one thing?
Be master of one?
Yeah. And I realized after all these years that I'm still jack of all trades, but it works for me as a creator.
Right.
Because I can do a little bit of everything.
Dude, no way.
And then that teacher called me back to be chief guest at annual day. And I was like, it's okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
I patted myself on the back.
Oh,
that
there's
day.
nothing better than that. Oh man. So I basically wanted to get into BMM in Jain College.
Same.
Okay, and I never got it.
Stop it. You're Sindhi. How did you not get it? They have a quota system.
Exactly. I'm a Sindhi quota, and I was in junior college. So, and I did a lot of cultural things for college. Okay, so I was like, I should have the credit. So what if I'm stupid and I have bad marks? And they were like, well, you have bad marks. So
they didn't care.
Yeah. So they didn't let me in, which is completely fair. But the same person who was in charge of like giving my recommendation, not in charge of BMM, giving my recommendation, my junior college teacher, she calls me, she tries to reach out and she was like, oh, we're so proud of you. We'd love for you to be chief guest. I was like, sorry, dude. That'll be 4.5 crores. Please speak to my manager.
But that's a very validating feeling.
Oh, it was the best. It was the best. I don't even smoke, but that day I was like, I need to light a cigarette and be like, sorry, ma'am.
Just for this. Dude, Jai Hind BMM was my dukti rug in college.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say numbers here purely because like this, I feel like I need to just feel good about this in a second.
Your marks?
I got 80% in my like
best of 5?
No, we had just 80%. Best of 5 must have been even higher. Overall was 80%.
Right.
And I didn't get into Jai Hind BMM.
Right.
And my Sindhi friend, because you get Sindhi quota at Jai Hind, who got 57% got in.
Really? Who is this person? What? I didn't have 50. I had better than 57.
No, she got 57% and she got in. And I remember coming home and crying and I was like, I want it there. And then they invited me to come and join their BMM in the second year or the third year, I think.
Yeah, they invited me too in second.
Because I won Bombay Times Fresh Face in the year before. And then I was like, no, I'm not switching my college for 1 year. I'm good.
Yeah.
And I was thodi si jaan jali, but thoda sa validating tha. And I was like, booyah, I'm staying.
What was the cutoff for non-Sindhi?
I don't remember. Definitely over 79.87%.
Dude, for BMM, the cutoff in Maya was some 93. And I was like, who do you think you are? This is not.
Sindhis?
No, just generally. And I was like, this is not IIT Gorakhpur. Like, what? This is fucking BMM, you losers. What are you doing? You're doing a crash course of fucking photography. Who do you think you are, dude?
And you're sitting and I'd also like to say I was stupid enough to have withdrawn my automatic degree. Like I was an MMK.
Correct.
So if you don't withdraw your admission, they just by default take you from SYJC and put you into BCom.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I had withdrawn that. I had taken my papers back thinking that मुझे BMM तो मिल ही जाएगा इधर या उधर, thinking 80% के साथ. My overconfident ass was slapped in a not fun way.
No way.
And I was like, no, what do I do? I got in at
Huh.
MMK, which was fine. So I
Okay.
stayed at the same college.
And then what did you do? You did BCom?
I did BMM only,
Right.
but I got in on the second last list.
Do you think that BMM was...
Things that pinch our ego in teens clearly stay with us for so much longer?
I actually never felt... I never put my self-esteem into a list because I was like, at least I got it. So at least that saved my life.
I think because the school nerdiness in me was
Of
used
course.
to that,
Of
I
course.
was like, this feels like an adult real world slap on my face.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
It stayed with me for a while, as you can see.
Correct.
Where I was like, oh my God, now what do I
don't
do?
belong here.
Belong anywhere right now because I didn't belong. I had my papers with me. I was like,
Right.
ab kahan jaungi main?
Oh, no way.
So yeah. Wait, circling back to you because we're
Yes.
digressing, right?
Yes.
So your teacher clearly sent you in the right direction.
Yeah.
You knew where to go. And then you did open mics at the comedy club, which was the
comedy
first
store. The first
really
the
cool place to watch stand-up at in Mumbai. No?
There was a place called Cafe Goa in Bandra where the Den is now. I think exactly where that Den is. That was where I did my first open mic. I tanked, obviously. Because when you're 15, you run your jokes by other 15-year-olds. And they're like, dude, that's funny. You should do it. And then you go to a room of adults. They're like, please go.
But isn't that what open mics are for? You're testing how funny.
Yeah, but now people understand that because there's a scene now. But that was the only stand-up show in the whole fucking city or probably the country at that time. Only Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore had like underground events like this where it was like, so essentially like, because I was a kid, I just saw like raw versions of like Varun Thakur, Aditi Mittal, Tanmay, Ashish Shakya, and all of these people were just, they were also like 21, 22-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? But to me, they was like, oh fuck, this adult is doing stand-up. So like, as you said, like who were your heroes? Like for me, these guys were just like, oh, I want to be this when I'm 20. If I'm not this cool at 21, then fucking sue me, man. That's all I was trying to do and be. And I never thought, because at that time also they were also kids, so they never also thought that this could make a career. Then when I got older and I saw that, okay, dude, like AIB is a
thing,
it's a thing that makes money and this is a proper career for them. I was like, oh, people can do these things. So this is a new... So like I also saw somebody...
You worked with them for a bit.
I worked with EIC. I was a writer at EIC.
And how did you score that then? Was that the next thing or was...
No, that was much later. That was maybe at 22, 23 or something.
Okay.
That was much later.
Okay. And how did you score that? Tell me how you got there also.
Nothing. I just been around. They just knew that this kid is just... This fucking kid is relentless. He keeps tagging and he keeps showing his face all the time.
Listen, relentlessness is a talent, is a quality that not a lot of people have. Huh? Funny people also need to be relentless to get funnier and
I think it also comes from like that teenage delusion also. It's like I have nothing else to do and I guess this is what I'm gonna do because at 21 I'll be this cool kid like Varun Thakur. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I was trying to do. I was just showing up and I felt like it's okay if I'm tanking. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? That there are people who like leave their job at 35 and they're like, I can do this. Okay, for them there's a big risk because they're leaving a job. Maybe they don't have wife and kids also, right? But it's like, I'm doing this because I'm letting go of my salary and I want to do this. At that time, I had nothing better to do. I was just doing it.
Yeah.
So I think by the time I got like 19, I got to like 19, I had tanked so much that I had like a subconscious muscle memory skill of trying to be better. And I think that's when I started actually getting good between 19, 20, 21. And just everybody knew me. I have done a bunch of other jobs because I never thought this could be a career.
What kind of jobs did you do?
I worked in PR, I did telemarketing, I worked in a copywriting job, digital agency, whatever the fuck. In creative only, I was just like, let's try to do something here and there. Then finally, my Sindhi father was like, yo, family business. You're 21 now. By 21, I had 4 children, and I was like, who are these other 2 kids I've never heard of? So whatever. So I joined my dad's business. What being a salesman? My dad is a real estate agent. Being a salesman is not easy for me. That's because I feel like I'm too honest a person to be a salesman. And when someone's like, should I buy this house? And I was like, this shit with 4 crores? Are you serious?
Yeah, there's no commission coming home with that.
So my dad was like, please leave. My dad was like, do your own thing.
He's like, family business ko duba dega.
Yeah. So I think then I was like, by then I knew enough people to get like freelance gigs here and there. But so that's what I was doing. In the day I was working for so early in the morning I would go to law college, then go from there to my dad's office, get out, do whatever, like at 7, 8 p.m, do whatever freelance writing work I have. And then at 9 to 10 p.m, I would do all the open mics at night. Then when I left my dad's job, I was like, okay, I have this whole day free now. So then I asked EIC, I was like, you guys looking for a writer or something? And they're like, fuck this relentless kid, man. Okay, fine, just come. And then I got the gig. And then while I was working with them, I had my first video go viral, my stand-up video go viral. So then I was like, guys, I think I'm going to do my own thing. And then I started doing my own thing.
How long were you with them for?
Maybe a year and a half. Close to 2. Because I remember I left right before an appraisal. I was like, these guys are not going to tell me how badly I did. Because by the end, basically because of that viral video, I started getting a bunch of corporate shows. And it's like in one corporate show, you get more than your whole month's salary here.
Mm-hmm.
So I was taking leaves and they were like, we're going to cut from your salary. I was like, that's fair. But I'm still winning. So, but in the sense, like, they mentored me to get to that video in the first place. So they knew that I was going to do this at some point.
Yeah.
Because like every time I would come to them and I would be like, yo, this is the video I'm doing and this is what I'm doing. They were like, no, shoot it like this, do this line that way. So when the video went well, they were actually happy for me. And then I started my career, which again leaves you with a lot of free time. And one video means like, you get like corporate shows here and there. You don't necessarily sell like an auditorium full of tickets. You know what I'm saying? And then the only time you get to work on your art is at night. So then I did Comicstan and then things kind of opened up a little more.
Your job at EAC basically sounds like a paid boot camp, no? Like they mentored you, they helped you in...
Yeah. So I was a writer and also they were very, very, very established to the extent that they all also were focusing on their own careers at that time. So me and a bunch of writers were basically holding the fort while they were like all constantly on tour and doing shows and stuff like that.
Yeah. When you're telling me that you did A, B, C, and D, like 4 things in a day, what I'm taking away from it mentally and what I guess I want people to take away from it also is the fact that you really have to have multiple tabs open at all times to be able to hustle in a way that you don't know what experience is going to inspire you for what piece of content. And you were hustling in like 5 different ways from the sound of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So wait, so you did BMM and law? Or did
I did law as well.
So does that help you? Do you read your own contracts now?
Not one bit. I've been advised by every lawyer not to read my own contracts.
What did you do to arrive at that?
No. But I just did law because my wife wanted to be a lawyer. I got done with, we were dating. She wanted to be a criminal lawyer. In the course of studying law, she realized that being a criminal lawyer with the state of how it is for women as a criminal lawyer, she decided, I don't think it's too safe for me to do it. So she decided against it. But she was like hellbent. That was her idea since childhood, that I want to be a criminal lawyer. And I was done with BMM and I was too broke to go to film school. I actually wanted to go to film school. So I was like, okay, you gotta do law. So I guess that's something I should also just apply for. And she was like, oh, that's great. I'll have company. I was like, oh, great. Even I'll have company then. So my wife is way smarter. My wife got into the first list without any fucking quota of GLC college.
Wow.
Yeah. But and I got in with Sindhi quota in KC college. I don't lie about my legacy.
Too honest to be a salesman. You said yourself.
So my wife was, I don't know, man. I still tell her she was very stupid to do it, but she was like, okay, so you got into KC. I was like, dude, I don't want to do law. You're in GLC. She was like, no, if you're in KC, it'll be fun. We both will do law together. So then she just switched to KC as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she didn't take the, and I think then we just did 3 years, and then we attended lectures in the morning. And over the course, she realized she didn't want to do it. And I was like, well, I never want to do it. So I'm okay with whatever you're okay with.
But you use your time efficiently, very efficiently.
Yeah. So the idea actually was that my dad, since he's a real estate agent, I thought that maybe I'll also be a real estate agent with an understanding of law and be like a property lawyer or whatever. The thing is, like, in my family, there's just one very educated, you have like that one educated, rich relative. So I have an uncle who is a lawyer. So all the kids are like, I guess that makes money. So
yeah.
So a lot of kids in my family who had no clue what they want to do were just like, I'll study law.
Wow, you have a lot of lawyer relatives.
Yeah. But I think only like 2 or 3 have continued, and that's because they're his kids. But yeah, everybody else was like, yeah, I don't want to do law.
Sweet. Wait, so you used everything that you learned through all your jobs, landed at EIC, you quit after close to 2 years before your appraisal, and that's when you kind of have been writing solo since.
Yes.
How long? So that's been how long now?
I think maybe 2018 to now.
So about 8 years.
8 years.
8 years. Wow. And you actually started Relationshit, you said 5-6 years ago.
Correct.
So tell me about everything, like in terms of, there's been stand-up.
Right.
There's obviously creator. Do you identify more as a stand-up comedian or as a content creator?
I actually think content creators do a lot more work than I do. I don't think I'm a content creator.
Listen, you do a lot of work. I've seen even the end credit roll at the end of Relationshit. I'm like, this is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen your dog's name in that too at some point.
My dogs and my wife in every video.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. I think, I identify myself as a stand-up comic mostly because when I start all these things, even though Relationshit is a thing of its own now, when I started it was like, oh, people will know, people will buy tickets for my live shows, which is essentially the end goal for most comics. So that is how I see it, which is why even at a time when I could have done a podcast, I wanted to do a live show because I was like, that is more close to what I want to be associated with, which is a live performer.
You have an audience right there and you feel...
Yeah. So
but in present day, do you still feel like the business model of wanting to be on social media to sell tickets? Or do you feel like... And we talk about revenue a lot, right? On this podcast.
So your social media money is going to make you not want to do anything else.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking. Right. I'm like, is that still your goal? Just to sell the tickets? Or are you realizing...
that is still a bigger goal for me because I don't mean this in a negative way, but I do feel like when your whole thing is social media, I feel like I might be wrong, but unless you don't have the skills to constantly change, there is a bit of crash and burn to it.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like for me, I constantly keep looking at it as when I have kids I want to send to college. Okay? Will I still be like, hey, please buy this Nika sale? Or will I be like, yo, I'll just list 10 more shows and sell out those auditoriums? I feel like that
you find that safer?
Yeah, because that has more control over what I can do. I feel like I'm not, like an algorithm doesn't decide who I am at that point. I feel like if I've convinced you to come for my show, everything that happens from this first minute to the last minute till you go home on your ride home talking about my show is all in my hands. I can control that, and that's a skill I have learned, and I love learning more in that. I feel like that is what I rely on more.
But in present day, would you say that that has a larger revenue share than your social media share? Because
No, but how I see it is like there are people who understand social media a lot better than I do, and they have been able to work that in as a career. Okay, I feel like I get any social media work the way Virat would get social media work. And what I mean is, Virat would be good at cricket, which is why he's getting this. It's not like Virat is like, aaj kya post karu. So I'm like, I'm good at stand-up. Hence, people know me as the stand-up comic who also has this show and who does a couple of other things around this. So we can give him social media money to ride on. I don't think I have the skill set and maybe the attention span right now to be a person who makes just here knowing that this is the whole business plan. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. I understand where you're coming from, and I think that's a great way to look at it, because then you're not depending on it, but it's almost like a bonus.
I mean, it's not fully a bonus. It's hand in hand, right? Like even every cricketer, like because I use Virat, every cricketer, they make good money from the BCCI and the ICC and everything, whatever. But I'm sure that the ads pay a lot more. Like an actor is known for his films, but he gets a lot more money from brand deals. I guess that's how I look at it. I just be good at this, so people will be like, yeah, he's good. So then a brand will come to me. And
so keeping that in mind, how did the idea of building Relationshit as an online IP and now Career Shit as an online IP come about? Because see, where I'm coming from with that question is, when I saw it, and I'm coming again from, like you said, you hear a lot of people telling you they discover you through Relationshit, right? Like I see you as a creator almost in that sense, because coming from the industry, I see the numbers on your videos. Okay. And if I'm going to do simple math on those AdSense, those numbers are pretty good. So I see you as a content creator first, as opposed to thinking, okay, like from my lens, like everything you do online is primary to me, because it's always accessible, if that makes sense. Right.
And jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai.
Yeah, of course. Because I've tried coming to your shows a couple of times, and every time he posts about his shows, I'm either not in town or I can't make it to that or whatever. So I'm like, I need to go. But to me, I know anytime I want to watch it, the Relationship's right there in a click. Correct. So that's why I come from the, hey, he's a really funny stand-up comedian, but content creator. Correct. First, talking about revenue, because we do that a lot on this pod, do you see a larger earning share coming from stand-up or from everything social media?
I'd say social media pays more, but right now stand-up is paying more than it ever did for me. Because as I said, my main aim was always to sell tickets, and not only sell tickets, well, like right now I'm not on tour, but I know that I can afford to not be on tour because I have another thing running. So I can take my time to build my art. That's what I feel. I feel like it's hand in hand. It's like if I wasn't doing this, I'd be able to make a great show because I'd have the whole attention on that show. But would it sell as well? I don't think so, because I didn't use social media. So it's not two different things anymore.
You're using both very, very efficiently in that sense, I have to say.
Yeah? I don't know. You know, the reason I said I don't associate myself as a creator is because when I go to any of these, I just politely refuse going to a lot of like creator meetups, like parties and stuff. But when I do go for these things, I see that these are people who really are seriously doing it with a lot more intention. So I feel like those guys are creators.
So do you post your own content? Are you actively like physically posting your own videos?
Yeah. I'm a control freak. Now I have somebody who's posting it for me, but I see every cut. I listen back. I'm like, sound yahan pe kharab hai, and this and that. So all of those ways I'm there. But just like now I'm trying to not be so obsessive. So I'm just like, thumbnail bana diya, title hai yahan pe, abhi aap upload karo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I was asking because I realized that you don't identify as a creator, you said.
Correct.
And like mostly or in some part. And where I'm coming from is because creators are actually, much like you said, like I'm a total control freak. Like even when
Correct.
I was being represented by an agency, someone had access to everything. When it came to posting, I was like, no, going in posting, I will do.
Yeah.
Because every single thing needs to be checked. And I just have.
Yeah. That's my big problem. Like I have only this year, and that too after dealing with this in therapy, I have realized that it's okay to have spelling errors in the subtitles of reels. And I was just like, you know what? Fine, I'll let you guys do that. I'm
That's
not
a win. Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, because I think I realized that there's literally nobody in the comment section who's like, it's not there, it's there. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But are you comfortable talking numbers?
Numbers like what?
Like,
numbers?
so one of the things we do on the pod when I say
Correct.
revenues is everyone talks about, at least roughly, if not
Right.
exactly, what kind of money they can make at the stage of the career that they're all in now.
Correct.
So like, for example, we've had creators talk about what kind of YouTube earnings they have right now or what they
Right.
make out of brand deals. In your case, you also have stand-up.
Right.
So are you comfortable sharing numbers with us or at least a ballpark?
I don't know. I think I do just the right amount for what I want to do.
So that's a no.
Yeah. I think I actually when I ask other people for their numbers, I realize, like in terms of monetization, like you said, these are great numbers. When I do talk to other people, I realize that actually they're paying fucking peanuts. So I don't even know if I like, you know how it works. Like you never understand exactly how much they're paying you per view.
That's because no two channels are ever earning the exact same.
That's crazy, right? There should be a uniformity to it.
No, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I think I've analyzed the hell out of it over the last few years. Like, so for example, I did this collab with another creator in the same category as mine, and she's a little bit younger than me. And we had more or less the same views on that video. But no, actually, she had about maybe 20-30% more views on that video, but our earnings were the same on that video. And I realize it's because who's watching your content also matters, right?
Really?
Like, yeah. If you have older people watching your content,
They pay you more.
They do. Your CPM shoots up, your RPM shoots up.
But how do you trust all these things?
Because
the
backend has data, no? Like YouTube, when you have an account, or
of course they have data, but I'm just saying, like, how do you know that? Like, I can just write a data. That's why I don't
know how to respond to
That's
this.
what I'm saying. I can write a data. I can just be like,
it's also
today you have 100 rupees, today you have 10,000. That's my problem.
No. It's also like profile behavior, right? Like who is more likely to interact with an ad? Who is sitting in what region? What city are you in? What like precise district you're in? All of that impacts your CPM and RPM at the end of the day, like where the viewer is from. So like if I have 1,000 views coming from America, Australia,
right.
whatever, versus same number of Indian views, that's going to pay me 7 times more.
7 times? Dog. So even in India, there's like different Indians.
Yes.
What are you saying?
Yes.
I want to know how much my view is worth. Too.
Your tier city. So maybe my calculation of like, let's say your number of views, I'm calculating according to my CPM as opposed to your CPM. You get what I'm saying?
I feel like it's ambiguous though.
I'm happy to sit with you on this after this video and
really
like, break it down.
You'll explain to me how it's done?
Yeah, I'm happy to. I am a complete, like, this is what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I love geeking out and nerding into things because I love analyzing the numbers of it.
Oh,
and that's why when we've had these conversations in the pod and people have like sometimes shared numbers and most times people have shared numbers and, you know, details on what they're making, how. It's so interesting because you would assume that someone with 100K followers is making 10% of what someone with 1 million plus is making. And it's not always the case. So like, that's one of the main reasons this entire concept on the podcast to talk about what creators, what people in these offbeat, crazy careers of putting their lives and content on social media, that you can make money from it. Like I'm forever trying to legitimize this as a...
Oh, yeah. If you'd like me to say that, yes, you can make money out of it. I do decent, but I also believe a lot in Nazar, and I feel like I don't...
fair.
I feel like I feel like I don't know if I deserve the amount I make. Sometimes it's not because of, it's because as we spoke about social media, right? Like when I see myself as a stand-up comic, I feel like, okay, this is how much I deserve to make. And then you get a bonus social media check and you're like, I don't know if this is good money or if I'm a fraud. You know what I'm saying? So,
You're not a fraud.
So
It's a great job.
Yeah.
But
And
you were
that's the
right.
nature of how it is now.
Yeah, and
That's
you were
how-
right to point out on the crash and burn also, because a lot of people will come in viral. You come in
Right.
hot and then you
Right.
kind of fizzle out. But if you can retain yourself for long
Correct.
enough, that
Correct.
little,
Yeah.
it's good enough to
Yeah,
sustain you compared to a 9 to 5 on an average
Of
job.
course.
I feel like physically a lot of people with regular jobs
But
are
if your
working
podcast
harder.
if your podcast is going to encourage everybody to leave their 9 to 5, okay, then who the hell is going to watch this content? Who the hell?
See,
Everyone's going to be making content.
if I get enough people to quit their 9 to 5s and become creators,
Right.
I will consider this podcast to be a huge success, because I want
Right.
more people to become
Right,
creators.
but then everybody else is now busy making their own
Sab
podcasts.
dekhenge. We all
Right.
create and we all consume. As long as you're creating more than you consume,
Right?
I feel like you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm always telling myself, like before
That-
we started recording, I
That
told
is
you
do you create more than you consume?
most times. I was just telling you before we started recording that I was going through this shit phase in my head,
Right.
right? And it's been going on for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So right now I'm consuming more than I.
Yo,
Then
I think it's so easy to consume more than you create, right?
But
'Cause
it's okay. I mean, I'm pretty
Right.
sure different things work for different people.
Right.
But like in a sense, I feel like in beauty, I don't
Right.
want to consume so much, because then I'll end up
Of
just doing what other
course.
people are doing.
Of course.
So
yes.
to try and
Yeah.
stick to my own style.
Of
Yeah.
course. Yes. Yeah. I just feel like there's so much. And actually, I don't mean this in a bad way. I just hate the idea of like making consumption a positive exercise. Like I'm watching TV was lazy at one point. You have a bag of chips on your stomach. Now it's like, hey guys, I'm consuming. Okay, so
Getting inspired from my art.
yeah.
Yeah, but I tell myself this.
Yeah.
And
that's
you won't
what-
believe it. So, like, your wife isn't from the field.
Right.
My husband is at least field adjacent.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And so he'll be like, yeah, but you're working. And I'm like, no, I'm watching somebody else's vlog.
Oh, my wife tells me
And-
that all the time. Because I am very hard on myself. And she's like, no, you're doing a good thing. You're consuming. And I was like, shut up, I'm wasting time.
You know,
Please.
he knows that I'm subconsciously working.
right.
She's like, are you in work watch or are you in like lazy watch? Like
Right.
he'll check, because he knows that if I'm
Right.
watching something that I really like, and if
Right.
there's an idea, it'll go in my notes. Or
Correct.
if I'm like, oh, that camera angle was so cool, and he was like, I thought you were lazy watching. I'm like,
Yeah.
kuch dikha to aankh band kar do kya? Like,
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
hell? So
Yeah.
there's that little.
Lazy watching is actually the most pertinent watching, because that's what you want to watch in your safest, right?
Then I'm only going to be watching
Yeah.
Friends, Two Bro Girl.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's something that works about these things, that despite, like, look how much money Netflix is putting on everything, on so many new shows, and still, like, people are still watching fucking Seinfeld, right? So there's got to be something that they did right, that people are still just turning to that and nothing new.
Comfort, safety.
That's what I'm saying. So then,
Yeah.
now you can't even lazy watch that, because you're like, what is right about this?
Fair.
Yeah.
What is something you hate about your job right now?
What do I hate about
Apart
my
from
job?
this over consumption and capitalization.
Yeah, I think just sometimes the anxiety of thinking that you're not doing enough, because there's so many avenues of doing things now. You know what I'm saying? Just the idea of being like, okay, cool, I made a show that's doing well on YouTube. Hey, dude, what are you doing on X? what are you doing on X, dude? just that inner voice is sometimes exhausting. Otherwise, I actually think I'm blessed to be doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. What comes easy to you and might look difficult to someone else? Is there something that you feel ये तो बहुत ही easily हो जाता है?
Oh, actually, everything that comes easy to me, I've noticed, I think that it comes easy to everybody else. And then I get angry at anybody who I've employed. I'm like, "Teko samajh mein nahi aa raha hai?" And they're like, "No, dude, I'm not understanding." You know what I'm saying?
What is the
Like, for example, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, I feel like if I see I see something on an edit, I'm like, oh, this has to go. For example, and listen, my editor is great, okay, but it's like, if I'm like, hey, this has to go, and he doesn't see it, I was like, how did you not see it? Because I thought everyone can see it because it came easy to me. You know what I'm saying?
You're validating me so much right now in my
Yeah.
head. Sometimes when I understand this,
Yeah.
but I don't think like the viewer will understand this in the sense that as a creator, you're like, ये तो नहीं होना था. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You can't explain it. I can't explain
Yeah.
it either. But you're like, how can you leave this in? This though doesn't need to be in only.
Oh,
like,
does that happen?
I get
Does
it,
that
I
happen
get
to
it.
you on
I
somebody's
get it.
podcast and then you go home and watch the podcast and you're like, this is the worst version of the edit. What did you do? I'm not going to feel like that about your podcast.
I'm like, it's a producer listening.
Sometimes I'm just like, yo, I'll do it for free. I'll do all your episodes for free. What are you doing?
Yeah, I understand because sometimes when I had an editor with me for 5 years who moved countries last year, and except for the podcast, I'm editing a lot of my content on my own because I've been doing, I've been interviewing editors for my own team for a while.
Okay.
And I'm like, it's not the way I want it to be. It's just faster if I do it myself. I'm going through that phase.
That's how I am with everybody I've ever worked with.
This is the phase.
I've never found anybody, but I think that's a sign of someone who's
particular.
I think, for the lack of a better word,
I'm trying not to sound like a thank you.
So that's what you're doing. Like, you're creating. So you're like, you don't see it from my artistic vision. Because I know people who are very okay with commoditizing and being like, kuch to ja raha hai, and doing, and it's actually a good attitude because you're like, okay, then I'll be able to put a higher quantity of things because I don't want to control each and everything.
Yeah.
When I see them, I'm just like, yo, I want to have a look at everything that goes.
Yeah. So I've been a creator for almost 14 years.
I know
now.
that, yes.
And so I've gone through that phase for a while in the middle with that factory mindset.
Right.
Okay, just let it go. Don't be so. But I've realized that I was also the unhappiest, in my career life, in that shelf life that I had in that phase where I was like, I'm putting it out, but this is not content I will look back at and be proud of, right?
Yeah.
And that's why when I ask you, like, is there something you hate or is there something that comes easily to you?
Right.
Because people that are watching sometimes are like, wow, this person's being so consistent on the outset. But internally, the struggle or the obstacles that you're like, oh shit, I really had to fight that to make that happen.
Can I tell you, I think it just depends on what you want. If all you want is popularity and fame, then you're like, okay, I'll just put 5,000 videos and then maybe 50 will go super viral and it'll set my career, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there are people who are able to do that. That's essentially how Andrew Tate got famous, right? There was just like a flood on the internet of whatever he did, and then I Show Speed got famous like that. And there are people who are okay with that, and there are people, and if that's your main aim is fame, then that's a great way to do it. But if your main aim is like, I just want to be paid to do a thing that I love doing, then do the thing you love doing and be open to the fact that Andrew Tate gets paid more than you. And that's, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
So you're looking at the more sustainable long-term approach of...
Without sounding...
No sound. It's okay.
Yeah, I just think it's that if you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, I get to do what I love doing. And even if I get paid just enough to survive, that's more than good, I feel. I feel like that's more than
that's a huge privilege and honor in life to be able to do what we love.
Like a lot of comics have told me, hey man, why don't you do something massier? Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it in Hindi? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And I was like, as an artist, the point of an artist is I want to be authentic to me and my POV to the world. If I try to be you, then what is the point of me going through all my experiences? Okay, and if this allows me to not make the fucking Rolls Royce money that you have, but still allows me to survive nicely in my Creta, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think should be the goal if you want to do it as creating. But if you want fame, then go do that also. That's also fine.
Yeah, both perspectives could be right in their own way.
But if you are the one who wants fame, then you're a bit of an asshole. I
didn't want to say it. You did. I get it because I also have gotten told by managers and agencies and by networks that I've been with before, like, karo na Hindi mein, you're good at Hindi. Correct. And so I'm like, all of that is fine. But if I think in English, I'm going to take like that 20-minute vlog is going to become a 60-minute vlog because I'll just be, it'll take me that moment to process.
Yeah, of course.
It's not that it's a language that doesn't come to me, but it's not as organic to me as just speaking it normally. So I'm like, I can't become someone else because...
This is what also I realized, like right after Comic Con, I had the privilege for the first time in my life to do a tour in many places in India, right? That I probably would not have sold tickets before, like tier 2 cities that people tell you that, oh, tera to sirf Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad mein chalega. And then you go everywhere and you're like, people understand the point of fucking jokes is jokes. India has got literate people who understand English. Everything works. If everyone is going to do, let's say, what one comic does, then how is anyone going to be different?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I just feel like everybody understands, and those who understand also might not be interested in you. What are you going to do? Are you just going to try to pander to everybody, or going to be yourself?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I feel like being able to just be honest to yourself is such an important aspect of being a creator. Being a creative of any nature.
Yeah.
And like you said, if you're going to be someone else.
Because that's why you left your 9 to 5, right? Because you're doing something that you didn't want to do. Why are you again doing that?
So how big is the team right now? Can you tell me a little bit about like how you're managing in-house?
Everyone's a freelancer. I don't have, I think 26 I should get like a team. But like I have an agency that reps me. I have a manager who does all the business. And, he's also like on days of like shoot, on days of like a corporate show or a live show or everything, he's also like show manager, like everything. He holds the keys to everything. I have a creative director on set. I have editors, sound editors, mixing, mastering. Just everyone's a freelancer right now. But I guess there is value to having a team, like people say. But I don't know if I need it right now. I think things are working fine.
And you work with the same set of freelancers always then?
Yeah, based on availabilities.
Yeah.
And sometimes.
And I guess because you said you're with an agency, you don't have an in-house manager per se, it kind of comes down to just working on commissions, I would assume, instead of having anybody pay a fixed salary to anything?
Yeah. So I think it's like whatever I make, 15% they keep.
Okay.
And then he's also incentivized from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen both models with all the...
Yeah, because I was at a talent agency before that, which did not incentivize the managers. And then the managers just did as much as their salary allowed them to do. And as a rational person, I was like, you go, girl. That's what you should be doing. Don't do anything more than your fucking salary justifies. So when I would tell them that, you should be paying everybody incentives, they were like, we ain't doing that. So then I left. I was... and now where I am, they give the managers incentives. And that works for everybody because everyone wants to run their homes.
Yeah. Fair. Okay, if one last thing I want to ask you before we do a little rapid fire is
please.
If you were to give someone just one simple, like the lowest hanging fruit kind of advice to someone that wanted to be a creative in the comedy field, whether it's stand-up, whether it's online, what is the one thing you would tell them that you think you've not heard from you today?
Yeah, can I really say it? It's really easy to go viral at this point. So sure, go for it and you might become, but man, if you love the art form and the skill set and the craft, it's going to take some time to learn. It's going to take some time to find who you are. I don't even know if I found my own particular voice yet, but that's what you should be doing because that's what's going to serve you forever. That's what I genuinely feel.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Sorry, but because you said ad form, I'm thinking of another question right now. And
yes,
that was the last one. So the process for your stand-up work is obviously way longer in terms of effort.
Yes.
Yeah. But outcome-wise, I'm guessing you enjoy delivery-wise both, I would assume.
Yeah. So Relationshit also works because as a comic, earlier it was like, okay, you got to do stand-up. So you take a whole year, make your stand-up bit and you put it out. And then it may or may not work. And then you made the best work of your life. And people were like, nice. And then watched whatever, some Ravish video after that. And they were like, dude, why don't you give me a standing ovation at that piece of art? Because there's so much shit to fucking look at. You know what I'm saying? So Relationshit also works because it's like, we're just saying shit at the top of our mind.
Is it genuinely fully improv?
Yeah, it's all improv.
You've never seen the questions or shared those questions with the panelists?
No, nobody sees the questions beforehand. Nobody sees the questions beforehand. In fact, I just tell them to, if everybody has their own question, I tell them, if you need to read your own question, read it once, only so that you don't fumble on stage. But mostly people are like, "Arey, yahan tak pahunch gaye without reading, so why the fuck should I get in my head?" Mostly people are, some people are nervous, so that kind of like is okay.
Well, the people you pick are
Ah.
such that the chemistry appears very organic. I have to tell you that.
Yeah.
So like that's why the question was like, wait, is it as improv?
It is improv. It's 100% improv. Please come for a live show if
I
you
will.
don't believe me.
I want to come for the live show anyway.
But I keep doing this. I keep doing this masti in the live show where I keep telling them that pause, take it again. Pause, take it again, laugh more. You guys didn't laugh enough. Hey, you didn't read your line. I do all that musty because the audiences are everybody has that question because that's how like traditional TV live audience shows have been
that
made,
laugh
right?
sign.
Yeah. we just shoot. It's just like let's go. Whatever happens. I'll tell the audience, तुमको जो बोलना है तुम बोलो. So
yeah, people talk to you and all in the middle.
Yeah,
कि flow टूट रहा होगा इनका.
No. I tell them, but basically what I tell them is this is not a stand-up show. Because by hanging out, you say what you want. But because people see me more in relationship, when I do stand-up, I'm like, okay, I'm doing like a story of 25 minutes, which has a first act, a second act. And this piece of information is important because it comes back in the 14th minute. I'm in the middle of all that. And people are like, yo, dude, I want to tell you a story. I'm like, shut the fuck up. This is not relationship.
Ooh.
This is a stand-up show. But I guess that's what makes life fun, right? Because anything could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, let's talk to this guy in the middle of his act.
Yeah.
Oh God. I want to do a little rapid fire with you because we do this with everyone. And
Yes.
hopefully this will be fun for you as it I'm sure will be for me. One rumor you've heard about yourself, which you want to say is true.
Really? I don't think.
No rumors you hear about yourself.
I actually don't know. Have you heard any rumors about me?
I mean, I'll have to look
What do you
something
think I
up if
am?
you want.
Listen,
What kind of everyone has rumors they're going on.
What kind of rumors?
No, everyone has rumors.
Yeah, so GQ magazine was like, they saw me at a party with 4 underwear models.
You were doing too much coke.
What rumors?
Everyone hears.
What rumors have you heard about?
I've heard a ridiculous rumor that I'm the daughter of a huge businessman / politically connected family, and I'm like, wow, I wish, but I mean, I love my family, dads, but I was like, what the hell?
Wow, what a way to insult your dad. Huh?
No, my dad knows this. We've actually had.
Dad is not a huge businessman. You're just okay.
Please cut this. Getting back to Ron. Okay, one word you'd describe your career in so far.
Lucky.
One thing you'd like to change about the comedy scene in India.
Stop buying views, guys. Anyway, what do you say?
A superpower you'd like to have.
A superpower.
Moving over.
A superpower I'd like to have. A superpower I'd like to have. I don't know.
You want me to give you mine?
Yeah, what's yours?
Teleporting.
Teleporting is good.
I hate traffic. I hate sitting in planes. I hate...
Teleporting is good. Teleporting is a good one. I think mind reader would be good.
Oh God. I don't want to
solid.
know anybody else's thoughts.
Yeah, but... Yeah, maybe it's too much information. But
great for content.
Great for content. Yes, great for great for content.
One actor that you think would have made for a great like stand-up comic / comedy content creator?
I don't know. Because of Relationship, I've gotten to meet a bunch of actors.
Was there someone that you definitely did not think would make a great stand-up?
No, actually, everyone's been a bit of has been a proper sport only. But when I saw Sunny Kaushal, I was like, this dude is authentic. This guy's solid. He's charming, and he takes a joke, gives a joke, keeps it going. I thought he was very fun.
Do you have like a venue in arena on your wish list to perform at as a stand-up comic? I'm making you think a lot for a rapid fire.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
I apologize.
think the Comedy Cellar is a place where a lot of comics from my generation of Indian comics watched a lot of American comics perform because that's where we were learning the script from. Like, oh, this is how you do business. This is how you do jokes. So I feel like I've seen a lot of Comedy Cellar videos and thought that that's the Mecca. So maybe I would like to go there once. And
on the creator side, do you have a brand you'd really like to work with?
Oh, anyone who's got money. I'm a fucking sellout. I don't care. I have no morals. Just please give me money. I will work with anybody. And I think people who follow me know that. Yeah.
Okay, if I was going to say that Raunaq would do Dash for 5 million followers, what would the Dash be?
Like, I would do something.
What
and
are
then
you
I would-
willing to do for 5 million followers?
Oh, dude, I don't know. A lot of people do Big Boss, but I don't think I would do. I don't think I would do it. What would I do for 5 million?
Like, how far would you go?
I would do my work. I would fucking do comedy and then hope that 5 million people like it.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you never do a brand collab for? I know you said you'll do like you're a sellout, you'll do whatever.
No,
money allowed,
but in all seriousness, there are things I don't do for. Like, for example, right now, pet food company was trying to pay me to do something. And I asked my vet about them, and he was like, yeah, these guys, basically, it's like they feed poison to cats and dogs. Like, their food is not good. So I was like, there's no way I would want to promote this, because that's on my conscience then. So if anything, I realized cognizantly, like, I think there was a person who was extremely problematic politically, and that person was doing a show, like a reality show, and they wanted a bunch of comics to just come and promote it. I was like, I'm broke, it's the lockdown, but I think this is where I draw the line. So I
still want my life.
Yeah. I don't want like, I will do anything, in the sense, like, if someone looks at me and they're like, Raunaq, why the hell are you doing an ad for this fucking table chair company which has nothing to do with you? Just because I will do an ad for anything. But if something has a proper social impact that is negative, I don't want that. I'm like a 50-year-old man who's got a kid going to college, and I'm like, oh, look, the world is a shit place. And I'm like, dude, I was part of it. So there are some things I don't do. It's not that I'm a proper sellout, but it's funnier to say sellout, and I will go for the punchline always.
You think Dash is an overrated comedian?
All right, that's my cue. Thanks for having me. It was lovely being on your podcast.
But
there's too many to name. You know, it'll take 3 hours. No. They're
super. Everything Raunaq said. No, but Raunaq, you were genuinely great to have on the pod.
Yeah.
And I had a good time.
I had the best time too.
I feel like we had some funny moments, but I also
Yes.
feel like I got to know you.
Yes.
My team was telling me we should do a vertical video on roasting Raunaq, and I was like, do you know that guy posts just content? It's not like he's doing vlogs. So I'm like, A, I'm not putting myself in that position to do that to a comedian. I'm not funny enough for this shit. But also B, I realized he doesn't post anything about himself. So today I feel like I got to know you, and I hope that people that watch your content.
Why don't you tell me what I should be posting, as someone who's been doing this for such a long time? Do we have time on this?
I'm not
But you tell me.
But I'm not a comic content specialist.
But tell me one thing, as someone who understands content, right? As someone who, as you said, doing it for 14 years, and you've been doing it so well and successfully. When you see my profile and you tell me, I don't think you post about yourself, right? And people do tell me this. Why don't you post about yourself? I just feel like, why the fuck does anybody want to know about me? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, my job is to tell jokes. I'll give you a funny video and I'll dip. What do you mean by posting about yourself? How do you go about that?
I think that when it comes to like the creator approach, right?
Correct.
This is, I think, where you are
yes,
the
of course.
stand-up
I would
guy.
love advice on that. I don't mean that.
I like to know people.
Right.
Like if I'm watching you and you're funny,
Correct.
I want to know who you are. Like beyond the funny jokes.
Of course.
Like today you said you felt like, oh, I wasn't into athletics and I wasn't into academics.
Right.
And while there's a lot of psychology notes to unpack in that, whatever, but like I like to know you. I like to know the person behind what I'm watching. So like I'm the kind of person who's like, okay, there's this creator I've been following for years, okay, Negan Mercilei. I love her content. She's one of those OGs who's been doing content from back in the day, and she has her own brand as well, much like me. But I love her content and what she's sharing about her life too, for example. So I guess I come from the part of the audience that loves the content for content, but also likes to know the person behind that content, if that makes sense. So if there was one thing I would say that I would love to see on your channel or on a separate channel or whichever way you would strategize it, I'd love to know the person behind all of the... That's why so many brands are doing content led by founders, right? Today we're going through that generation where we're personifying everything. Every
Right.
brand is trying to become a person or character in your life.
Do you
or-
feel like it's? I'll tell you two things that I think about. Okay, one, first, when I think about it as, maybe that's just me, and I just feel like, oh, I don't want to bore these people with details about myself. That's one. Two is like, let's say you have an interesting hobby. You like Polaroid cameras, right? And that's just who you are. You like Polaroid cameras. You showed your collection. You showed, these are some Polaroids I took. And now every Polaroid company is trying to box you into, you're the Polaroid person. Now you're just bored of Polaroid after 1 year, but you realize that that's a whole source of income that you have.
Yeah.
What do you feel? How do you deal with that? Like, are you putting me in a box because I'm not a Polaroid person? I just had a Polaroid camera. What do you do with that?
So I can actually attest to both of those things, right?
Right.
So one, you don't know if someone's getting bored watching your content or entertained because you don't know it till you do it. I used to, and I'm admitting this on camera, pre-pandemic, I used to perceive vlogs as just fillers. I didn't even think vlogs were really content.
Right.
I was almost like, oh, like this person posts vlogs, I'm posting vlogs, but I'm posting vlogs and I can't think of something to post.
Right.
And in a way, I was almost looking down on my own vlogs even, and
Correct.
vlogs as a category.
Correct.
And then in the lockdown, I started posting them more frequently. And I realized that, oh my God, like I may say 10 things in a video and you may relate to 2 of them.
Right.
But once we bond on something, like today,
Right.
I know you and I have in common that we both wanted to go to Jain BMM,
Right.
and
Of
that
course.
I've done 15 jobs before becoming a content creator, and
Right.
so have you.
Right.
And those things will stay in my mind. And I guess people build that parasocial relationship based on those common
That's
things.
true. That's
So you
true.
don't know if someone's getting bored or
Like,
getting
for example,
entertained.
my wife loves the fact that you have these great bags.
There you go.
and
So she'll remember it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I also remember it.
So
Right.
you don't know it till you've tried it, is where I'm going with it. And the second thing you said actually sits perfectly well with. So I tried fillers for the first time in 2020.
Right.
I went and got a lip filler. It was so minor that you couldn't even tell.
Okay.
But I vlogged the process and I put it.
Okay.
And I got bombarded with
Yeah.
filler brands wanting to work with me.
All right.
And I was like, now I've become the filler person.
Right.
I have at least 15 pieces of magazine and newspaper articles that have been either done on me or that I've given,
Correct.
little excerpts almost for interviews for where I'm talking about my journey of being honest about getting fillers.
Mhm.
And I've done fillers twice in my life.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not
And
like
there are
I'm
pros
So-
who are not being interviewed. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they don't talk about it, but because I'm talking about my love for it.
Right.
Like I perceive for fillers to be like getting your nails done. They
Right.
last 6 months. I mean, nails last 2 weeks, but whatever.
Right.
They last 6 months and then
Yeah.
they're gone. I
Correct.
don't see it as going under the knife or getting plastic surgery, which is a more permanent. So, like with your Polaroid example, you find a way to be like, hey, this is the brand I got. And I worked with them then after, and they gave me another round of fillers. And the second round was free, and I got paid for it.
That's true.
So I was like, this is great.
That's
but
true.
I don't have to keep talking about it unless I want to.
Right.
So
Then
you
you
don't
decide-
need to become the Polaroid guy unless you choose to become the Polaroid.
But then won't you be like, at some point in your head, be like, man, I'm not interested in Polaroids now, but if I say it 2 more times, I'll get a lot more money again.
No, but that's up to you. In that moment, you're clearly someone who is not a sellout as much as you'd like to joke about it.
Right.
So you won't talk about it again. It's as simple as that. Like for me,
Mm.
I've been getting filler brands reach out to me for the past 5-6 years consistently.
Correct.
And I haven't gone back after the first 2 times.
Right. Oh, they still reach out. And this was
I-
6 years ago.
I still,
No way.
to date,
Right.
as recently as last month, got featured somewhere for talking about my fillers. Honestly. And I'm like, I'll take the press.
Right.
Sure. But like, don't typecast me into the filler
Correct.
person. The joke is that I have friends who have so many more fillers that they actually maintain regularly,
Right.
but they don't talk about it publicly. So I become the filler person with just an experience. So I feel like it's
Wow.
it's your line to draw. As a creator,
Yeah.
like you said, you like to have the power to say no or be able to handle the narrative of, okay, people are driving home with, thoughts about your show. You can do that with content too. I mean, not the algorithm, because we all
Correct.
hate on that. But like the content aspect of it, you have that in your control. Perception, audience perception, you'll never be able to control.
You know this thing that you told me for the first one, you said that you don't know what people will like. I think as a comic, I'm wired to instant feedback right there. I'll say a joke, and if they laugh, it's good. If they don't, it sucks. Right? If I put out a piece of like, hey guys, I love this show and whatever, and nobody's like, love you for that immediately, I'm just like, no one's interested. Maybe that's where.
But that's what your comment section is for. That's what your like to dislike ratio on the back end on YouTube Studio is for you to see that so many percentage of the people did hit the like button
or resonate
versus so you will get your instant gratification through socials on this front as well, for sure.
Yeah, got it. But it's you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not talking about instant gratification. I'm talking about like, it's still an instant gratification that takes time, right? Like, it's like at the end of maybe 3 days, you realize, okay, this reel did well. You know what I'm saying? So until those 3 days, you're like, did I just put something that I'm looking like an asshole about? That's what I'm saying.
But you won't know till you do. That's where, like, my biggest thing in life is do everything once and then decide if it's for you or not.
That's true.
So, it's just that. You say yes and then you see, and if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. And if it does, it does. I started doing vlogs with that school of thought, I guess, at that point. And I realized I really like this because more people started coming to me saying they love my vlogs, then liking my beauty content. And I was like, what was I doing for the last 8 years before starting this? Because literally, I feel like that is what now people remember more. Like, that is almost the legacy I will leave behind.
Of course.
So I'm like, okay, I'll take it. I like the idea of being able to share my life because people really like, now I'm a new mom and I've got this new sub community of new moms and pregnant women. And it's great because you're like relating and finding like internet besties on different,
of course,
phases of life.
Yeah.
So you won't know till you try.
Okay. Because a lot of people tell me this exact thing that you said. I don't see enough of you. But I'll take your advice and try to do something.
Yeah, give it a go. Maybe on a different channel if you feel like, hey, I don't want to do it on this channel. Maybe
I don't care about all that.
Raunaq Vlogs.
Is it better to do a different channel?
Everyone has different approaches. Yeah. I mean, it's totally your call. If you feel like that's too much of a commitment.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know if it's a commitment. My whole thing is that, okay, these people are used to a certain standard of what I give. If I try something new, it'll be draft fun. You know what I'm saying?
But vlog mein to standard hai hi nahi na. Log to phone pe kar rahe hain. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be,
Yes, but I think in production, I think is this half-assed. But you're right.
But vlogs, surprisingly, don't.
The more first drafted is, the more fun it is to watch. Even I enjoy watching. Yeah.
Same.
That's true.
That'll be his takeaway from today's episode.
That's my takeaway.
Then we'll say a vlog from you.
Yeah.
But this was great. Thank you so much. I have a little thank you over here. I'm going to move the mic and I'm going to get hated on by the team. But
thank you.
This is a little something for you from my friend.
This is your perfume. You've sent me this.
Yes.
I hope
I haven't sent you the same one before because otherwise I'll
swap it. Doesn't matter. I loved it.
Oh, yay. Thank you. I'm glad you did. Thank you for coming on. This was great. And
dude, I'm so sorry. All this while I was thinking, who's the sponsor? Who is the sponsor? I forgot it's your brand itself. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Please buy.
I love how you were thinking about who the sponsor is. Like, ye paisa kahan se aa raha hai? Main bhi lunga.
No, I was like, this is good, man. What is the sponsor? I was like, when you go to someone's podcast and you're like, oh, they have a sponsor. I'm like, yeah, it's solid.
Thank you. Sponsor. Yeah. No, I'm my own sponsor.
But you are your own sponsor. Verified.
Thank you, Raunaq. Not that you need it. Please shout out your Instagram handle and YouTube channel.
Sir Raunaq Rajani, which a lot of people meet me and say, oh, meko laga tera naam Raunaq Rajani hai, which I can understand if there's no space. But
I can't understand.
Rajani. Yeah, I was knighted by the Queen. Rest in peace.
Thank you for watching. See you. I was going to say see you in the next one, but this is season finale, I guess.
This is the last one?
This is the last one for season 2.
We ended this. God.
Just for now. Yeah. Just for now. We ended on a great note, Raunaq. Thanks for coming on and being my season finale guest.
Thanks for having me.
With that, we come to the end of not just this episode, but also the season for The Real Deal with me, Aanam C. I really hope you've enjoyed watching every single episode this season. I know I had a great time making it. And I'm not going away. I'm going to be back really soon. In the meanwhile, don't forget to tell me what your favorite episodes or favorite moments or favorite guests were down below in the comments. You know I'm always reading, liking, hearting, and responding to each and every one of you. Until then, see you guys.